Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to episode 44 of our FTB Skies Expert Let's Play. I only laugh because it's just crazy to me that I'm still making this series and you guys are still enjoying it. So, if you're watching this, thanks for watching it. So in today's episode, we're going to try to get to our quantum assembler multi-block. And the reason I'm standing right here by our brine and lithium tanks is because, well, this is where we have our ritual that we need for the last piece. We need to get started by making 6 entangled blocks. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so here we are. I had to make a couple more sacrificial bowls because this recipe has 5 ingredients that go around the outside. It has 2 separate pieces of the aluminum glass here, and then, one each of the others with a quantum mechanism in the middle. So let's get going. We're going to do this 6 times. I'll probably show you guys the first one, and then I will do the rest off camera so that you guys don't have to sit here and just watch me do the same thing over and over. Let's see if this one's fast or if we're going to need to speed it up. Yeah, we're gonna. Patience is not my thing. So yeah, spit it out. There we go. All right, let's see. Can we get them all done in a clip that's not crazy long and utilize our temporal pouch? Oh, can we go? Go, go, go. Keep clicking, Wooly. Quick, faster. Why are you so slow, man? Oh, I didn't quite get them all. All right, but you guys get the idea. So I'll wrap up these last couple off camera and we'll move on to making our quantum assembler multi-block. All right, we finished up those entangled blocks and then I went over to the don't get distracted chest and grabbed out all of our ingredients. I then set the schematic for the quantum assembler multi-block, and I think we're going to try and put it right here. Looks good to me. And we should be able to toss this into there, toss all of this into there, and hit go. And then as long as this doesn't stop, we should have our quantum assembler assembled. I'll be back when it finishes. Oh, well, as you can see, it says it finished, so let's go check this thing out. It looks like it's going to put the interface over here on this side. There we have it. A fully assembled quantum assembler. Now, this is just like the fabrication matrix in that the only block we can interact with is this. These aren't true multi-blocks, so I can't input or output on any other piece. As you can see, everything has its own unique names, but this will only work if it is in this multi-block structure. So that's going to limit us, but I think it's why if you come to your quest progression, LaserIO is right here. Because LaserIO will allow us, even though we don't have physical access to multiple faces of a block, it allows you to interact with all sides of those blocks. So I think that's going to be one of the first things that we try to get into, even though we don't need this quantum assembler for that. One of the main things I'd like to do with this quantum assembler right now is let's grab out the stuff to make some more machine frames, because we always need a ton of them, and making them in that other thing is a pain in the butt. So we need 4 compressed iron. It looks like we still need everything that we needed before, but it gives us 4 of them instead of 2. So let me grab all these ingredients out and we will see if we can't craft up some machine frames. All right, I ran over and I gave this thing a wireless card, a data card, and put it into a energy transfer node so that we can get some power here. Let's see. Oh, looks like I forgot the pity machine frame. I swear I made one. Oh, I made a new energy transfer node, and I think they used my pity machine frame. So, there we have it. It takes all the ingredients immediately, and 4 machine frames for the same ingredients that used to just give us 2. And a heck of a lot easier, mind you, to put that in here than it is to have to run over to our mechanical crafters and put everything in all the right slots. And then if you don't, it all spills out on the ground and you have to start over. That is actually pretty awesome. So, about that LaserIO, I still have no clue what I'm doing. I did watch Dyer's year-old video on it where he hadn't even implemented fluids or energy into it yet, which both I believe have been implemented into LaserIO. And if I said EnderIO, I'm sorry to that one guy in the comments. My apologies. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so let's go take a look and see what it's going to take for us to get started in LaserIO. I think we got to make the node first. So yes, to get started in LaserIO, first thing we need to make is the laser node. So let's see if we've got the stuff we need to do that. We got everything there. The only thing we don't have are the raw logic chips, which take DESH processors. One DESH processor put into our assembly controller. Do we have any DESH processors? I think we do. All right, we're gonna take 2 of these and let's go toss them into our assembly line. And do you have pressure? You should. Cool. All right, and that's the same process that we've seen before. Just gonna slap some lasers on it, and then next thing you know, we should have some raw logic chips. We'll let the other 8 process up. We'll go toss these into a furnace. Let's check on our smelter. Chest is not backed up. Working on some iron. It's gonna be working on iron for days, because we got iron for days. How are we on fuel here? Ooh, getting low on fuel on this furnace, but that's okay. There are our logic chips. So now the next thing we need to do with those logic chips is make our laser connector. Once we make our laser connector, then we can make our first laser node. That's going to get us some quest rewards, actually. So we're going to get 4 laser connectors and the laser wrench. We're going to get 4 more logic chips. Heck yeah. And then, as I was saying, the video I watched from Dyer, it was like, I guess, an early how-to video that he put out when he first finished the mod. And it was only item cards, but I think a lot of it is the same for both item, fluid, and energy, you know, just appropriately. So let's bookmark all of these and see if we can't just make us up some of all of the cards, okay? So, item cards. Got everything we need there. Heck yeah. Let's go ahead and just make a few of these. Oh, do they not stack? This is why we're going to need that pouch thing. Okay. All right, let's go with a couple of fluid cards and a couple of, well, okay, 1 energy card because we need some more Constantan plates. Is it Istanbul or Constantinople? Nobody knows but the Turks, I guess. Isn't that how the song goes? All right. Let's see. Free fluid card, free item card, and the card holder. Heck yeah. And an energy card. Okay, so the card holder is cool because it does exactly what it sounds like, but even cooler because we can stick all the cards in here. They stack in here, unlike they do in your inventory. And when you're in one of the machines, you can actually work out of the card holder, the way I understand it, without having to like pull them, you know, like out and then put them in the machine. You can just get them out right when you're in one of the laser nodes. So I do know we're going to need another laser node. So let's go ahead and get at least a couple of these made because, you know, you have to have 1 on each end. So 2, 3, let's start with like, well, I mean, we can make more connectors. We're going to just start with like 5 of them so that we've got enough to play around with. Okay, now what does the quest line want us to do next? Filters. Filters can be inserted into cards to filter what they move. Sounds great to me. Mod filter, tag filter, counting filter, or base. Let's just start with a basic filter. Okay, and then these are overclockers. This is how we're going to make it faster. These take Ostrom, so these require us to go to Mars before we can get into overclocking them. So we're going to be stuck with the base of a maximum of 8 items transferred per tick. So we can't get it up to like the super overpowered 64 per 1 tick, where, you know, in one singular second, there's 20 stacks getting moved, which is going to be great when we can get there, because then we can revamp how we're getting our stuff into our storage controller down bottom, and just, you know, we may only need one ender chest on a channel rather than having to have a bunch of ender chest channels, because LaserIO is going to be able to empty it for us super fast. But we're not there yet. So let's make that filter. Cool, we get 4 of them, and then let's toss those in our card holder. Oh, I don't know what I did. I shift right clicked and it highlighted itself. Oh, they don't go. What? Come on, Dyer. Why can't my item filters go into my card holder? This seems like an oversight. Okay, now, did we get any more quest rewards? We did. We get an extra free basic filter. And node overclockers. Node overclockers let more cards work at the same time. Interesting. That requires Venus, so we can't use those. So we've got as much as we possibly can unlocked for LaserIO. Now, I don't have a direct usage of this planned for today. And as I told you guys, I'm scared of it because I've never played with it before. I've never used LaserIO in any capacity at all in any other mod pack. So give me a minute to see if I can figure out something for us to do with it. I had the idea that maybe we can clean up this thing that I affectionately named the Claw, because this would be a great example of how powerful LaserIO is from an automation standpoint, because we would be able to have one laser node here that's going to be able to put things into all the faces of the block, no matter what, where we put the laser node. We only need one of them there, and we'll be able to input items into the top, into the side, into the bottom, and get it all squared away. So let me clean this up and get our basic laser node, you know, put there, and a chest that it's going to pull from, and then we'll go through this together. So if I'm fumbling and it's not very clear, I apologize, but I'm going to learn with you guys. All right, with all that cleared up, let's see if we can figure this out. As I've warned you, I may be awkward because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just watched one video of Dyer trying to explain it, and we're going to see what we can do. So first things first, I know we need to link them. So you shift right click with your laser wrench on, you know, either or, and then right click the other, and you know they're linked when you see the little like laser going between them. So now we need to tell it what it can and can't do on what sides with what, you know, and all of the sort. So we definitely want this. If we right click on it, you're going to see the interface. This is our card holder here. Shows us the cards we have, so we can insert cards into the different faces. You have the up, the down, and then all of your cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. So in this case, we're going to want an item card, and we are going to want it in the north, because, you know, if we look north, the barrel is to the north. So we want an item card in the north, and if we right click on this item card, we get to tell it whether it's an insert or an extract. So it's going to be an extract. We're going to be pulling items out of the chest on the north. And then that's fine. Anything we put out of here, once we give destinations on the other end, should be able to be pulled out of the chest. So we can see, and if you look real close, those particle effects are moving out of the barrel and into the laser node. So now we need to tell it what to do with things that it pulls out of this barrel on the other end, where it's connected up here. So this is where some of our filter cards and whatnot are going to come into play. Once again, never done it. We're going to see if we can figure it out. So once again, on the north. All right, so it'll be on our north face, and we need an item card because it's items we're trying to control. And then how do I set the filter card? Do I put a filter in here? Yes. Okay. So now it's going to be an insert default. Okay. So I can change the direction for this filter card, and I can tell it to which face to put it in on. So we want to insert on the south face the conductive alloy, right? Okay, so north facing this filter card, allow conductive alloy. And then it needs to be on the north side. So, but can I do multiple items? How do I do multiple items? Let's test to see if this works, because conductive is what we're missing right there. So if I put conductive alloy in there, it's going to pull one, and it inserted it on the north face, and it's actually going to make our logic circuit. And then it immediately, did you see that? Inserted another one on the north face. Okay. So then if we go to north and we put another item card in, and we go to it and we tell it that we want you to insert from the up silicone. So we need another filter, silicone. Make sure that that filter is an allow list. Okay. So now if I put silicone in here, aha, we're figuring it out. All right. So now on the north face, on the down, we are going to put a basic filter with an allow list. And this is where it's going to get complicated, because we need to tell it to allow all the different material types for the different types of circuits we're going to be making. So for starters, we're going to want gold and Certus, quartz, yep, that one. And then we want diamond, and then for the dash, is it a dash plate? Let's see, dash circuit, dash processor. Yes, so it is dash plate. So we're going to want to add dash plate to the allow list. What other ones have we made so far? I think those are the majority of what we've made so far. And then we're going to need one more item card. Let's go ahead and craft that. Item filter, or item card. Item card, yep. And we need one more item card because we need an extract from the north. We need one more item card, and we want you to be an extract from the north. Now that, in theory, we will need another item card here on the north side to be an insert. Yep, one more. So we need one more item card. And it goes on the north, and it is an insert. Okay, so in theory, now it just pulled out our completed engineering circuit. We should, in theory, be able to take and put some gold, for example, for logic circuits. Let's not do a whole lot because we don't want to waste a bunch of stuff we don't need just for demonstration purposes. Let's go like 4. So if we put 4 gold in here, what should happen is it should make our gold processor, and then it should pull the gold processor out and put it back and send in the remaining crafting ingredients from the chest, which is what it's doing. Yes! I've LaserIO'd something, and I feel accomplished. Which means we can just leave our inventory of excess silicone and conductive soldering alloy in here, and then as we need circuits, we can come in and drop in the raw material for whatever circuit it is we're trying to create, and this little setup right here will feed it in. Now the better part's going to be as we get to auto crafting, we can essentially put an export or an import bus or a pattern provider even on this barrel, and we can feed it the stuff for our inscriber and it will use our LaserIO node. You know, you just dump the resources in here, and then when the barrel gets the return back, the pattern provider will suck it back out. You may even be able to put a pattern provider right next to a laser node. I don't know. I've never tried it. This is literally my first time playing with it, but we will get there. The auto crafting, though, is gated behind Venus, so we are going to have to make it there before we get to play too much with auto crafting. But as you can see, we've made a bunch of engineering circuits and some logic circuits, and we should be able to just insert what we need right into this barrel, and it's much cleaner than having the claw all the way around our inscriber. I'm excited about learning that right there. I'm sorry you guys had to suffer through it with me, but I mean, there you have it. I learned how to do it, and maybe I'm overusing the cards and there's a better way to do it, but I mean, this has literally accomplished our needs because this block only takes certain things in on certain faces, and we were able to do it with the laser node on one side right here, get everything in and out and back to our barrel. Awesome. I'm super, you guys, I'm really actually excited. This is fun. I've never used LaserIO before, and we've successfully automated something. Yay! That's awesome. All right, now, sorry, I can't say it's awesome enough. Let's see. Give me a moment, and I'll figure out where we're going next. All right, y'all. So I was trying to figure out what else there was to do, and I remembered that I had put some things in the Don't Get Distracted chest. And thank you, Planning Wooly, because we have something to keep us from getting distracted. So I set up one additional resource being autogen in our setup down here, and that is granite. And that is because that in the centrifugal separator, granite will spin down, gives me fluorite dust. And fluorite is one of the things we are going to need to be able to create for our enigmatic circuits, because we need it for the, it's the piece that goes after the enigmatic circuits. We need it to make our chemical crystallizers. So we're going to need fluorite in its crystal form here. For that, we're also going to need fluorite for other mechanisms in Mechanism. We're going to need it for other crafting recipes and whatnot. So we need an ability to generate it. We got 16 for free from Request Reward, but 16 only gets you to your first couple machines, and you're really going to need to be able to make it for various other things throughout further Mechanism. I think it's used for one of the processes surrounding our antimatter and all of that, but I honestly don't remember off the top of my head. We need it because we want to be able to make the chemical crystallizer. Even though we have enough to make that, we definitely just want to get it going. So I've got our granite being produced right here, and then if we literally look up granite and go to uses, we should see the centrifugal separator on the list. There it is, right there. So here we go. I've set it up on an ender drawer. I've got another ender drawer set up for us to be able to get our fluorite back out. And we have a centrifugal separator out here already. So let's go maybe we'll just make another spot here with some centrifugal separators to get the granite automated.
Narrator narrates all.
Go away, narrator. We don't need you.
Narrator.
There we go.
Off.
Control B turns your narrator on, in case you didn't know that. Okay, we're going to need some power for our centrifugal separator. So we'll grab a little bit more power here. Yeah, let's go something like that. We're going to put our centrifugal separator there, and then on top of it, I can place our ender drawer directly because these are thermal machines, and thermal are super configurable. So we're going to be able to tell it to auto input from the top. It'll pull that granite down and start spinning it down for us. We're going to need something for an output, and conveniently, I've got some barrels right here. So for now, I will just stick a barrel, and we will have this output to the right. And that is going to start spinning down our granite and getting us some gravel and fluorite dust. We will eventually be able to replace these barrels, and a lot of these drawers and stuff are going to get linked with a drawer controller here for the resources we need. Once we get our AE2 quantum link stuff done, we're going to need to make some singularities. That's probably going to take an episode. I will get to it soon because I would like to start getting everything tied in. All the islands, I would like all the islands to have AE2 rings in them so that we can get our AE2 set up and ready for when auto crafting is a thing. So, and there's certain stuff that we can do with export buses. Like, here we could set up an import bus on this barrel, have this constantly spinning it down, and then have the stuff that this is producing on drawers on our main storage that are on void upgrades, and we will constantly have all the fluorite we need. The granite's being generated. We don't have to worry about that. And it just automates it and ties it into our storage. But we're just not quite there because we're not there with all of the AE2 stuff yet, and it needs an episode for me to go over it with you. But this gets us our fluorite. Come on, show me some fluorite so these people can see that I know what I'm talking about. Speed up. Whoosh. There we go. Look at that, fluorite dust. So then for the fluorite dust, just to turn it into fluorite if we need it, we can slap it in an enrichment chamber. We don't necessarily need it in the fluorite crystal form right now, but if we do need any, we've got plenty of enrichment chambers, and they're not too bad to make. We can just make one, toss it in there, and be good to go. All right. That covers some good stuff for us. We got our LaserIO going on. Dude, let me tell y'all, I'm excited about that. I mean, it may seem simple, but that was my first ever attempt, and I did it while recording an episode for you guys, and I made it work. Yay! I'm really excited about that, and I look forward to these opportunities like this. The possibilities with what you can automate with this, with being able to control the faces all from one side. I mean, one of the most immediate ones. I don't know if you guys remember, I've been talking about how this is so awkward because these aren't multi-block structures, and so we've had to like break open down bottom, and we're using both the faces to try and get our items in and our fluids out. We're going to be able to do that with like just a laser node right here in front of it, or even hidden underneath. It wouldn't even have to be visible from the surface. We can have a laser node down there sending everything in and out of whatever face we want of our fabrication matrix or our quantum assembler, without having to worry about being limited by the number of faces, because LaserIO opens all of them up to us, and we can filter and control what goes in on what face. I'm really excited about those options, because there's a lot of stuff we make in this quantum assembler that being able to utilize LaserIO for it is going to open doors. So I think today has been a huge episode. It's probably going to come in a little short, but I've enjoyed making it. I learned something new, and I got to share that experience with you guys, which, you may like, you may not like. Let me know in the comments how you feel about it, but I'm stoked. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I hope you were able to learn something. I know I did. And I will see you in the next one.